.com/order.
All right, fans, here we go. Showtime Extreme continues with welterweights. Please welcome to the cage a striker with a record of 7 wins and 1 loss from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Shon, the Rock and Roller Burrell.
Shon Burrell, representing the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At just 21 years of age, already 7-1 in his MMA career, 6 of those wins via form of knockout. Became interested in the sport when he saw an episode of UFC Unleashed and watched Anderson Silva's octagon debut against Chris Lieben, a 48-second massacre by the Spartan. And he said, you know what, that looks like fun. And I want to do that.
Yeah, he started watching it because he saw Lieben say he was going to crush Silva. He's like, all right, I'm going to watch this guy, see if he can do it. And then Lieben got smoked. But this kid is shredded, man. He is in shape from Philadelphia, so you know he can strike. Great boxers come out of Philadelphia. And a really happy, nice kid.
Yeah, I like Burrell. I like hanging out with him.
Yeah.
It's just a great kind of chi about him, and he's a real athlete, was a track star. So he really knows how to utilize his body. I just love that he saw it on TV and said, I'm going to go do that. His key in the cage tonight is to use his clinch. He's not a polished boxer, but he's good on the inside. He's willing to bang. He's very athletic, and I think he's got to use that clinch to kind of avoid the advanced striking of James Terry.
Ran track in high school. He's 2-0 under the Strikeforce banner, coming off a TKO win over Lucas Les in August of last year.
And now joining us to the red corner, Strikeforce veteran with a record of 11 wins and 3 losses from San Jose, California. Please welcome James Intensity Terry.
James Terry wants to make a run at the lightweight title, but took this opportunity to fight just past the holiday season, fresh off his honeymoon, which, Frank, you mentioned chi for Shon Burrell. Well, he and his wife have the ultimate chi power, getting married on 11/11/11. He is definitely focused more on his dieting, and he's also a personal trainer. His website, Fitness by Intensity, and looking to, well, continue his run of success here inside the Strikeforce cage, his 9th fight in Strikeforce.
Yeah, looking to continue is right, Morrow. He has continually improved. He's setting down on his punches more, being more effective with his wrestling and his striking, hitting much harder now, looking for big things out of him.
And I think striking is going to be the key to his key tonight. James Terry, his key in the cage is to keep that range with his striking. Like I was saying, he's got better striking, I believe, than Burrell, more technical anyways. And Pat, you talk about him sitting down, he's getting it now in the striking game. If he keeps that range and makes this a striking game, I think he wins.
His coach, former Strikeforce middleweight champion Kung Lee, in his corner, coming off an impressive knockout win over Magno Almeida in September of last year, snapping Almeida's 10-fight win streak. James Terry again taking this fight at 170 pounds, but wanting to really make a run at that lightweight title. Here we go to the tail of the tape for this Strikeforce Extreme contest.
Shon Burrell, at 21 years of age, is 9 years younger than James Terry. He has a ½ inch in height advantage and 2.5 inches in reach.
All right, fans, here we go. Welterweights in the cage, scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing our referee in charge of the action, Herb Dean.
You ready to fight? Ready. Let's do it.
Veteran referee Herb Dean calls for action. The 2-touch gloves. James Terry in the red gloves. Shon Burrell in the blue.
Watch for Burrell to be very relaxed with his hands.
Inside leg kick, maybe a little low to the peninsula south of the equator, but Burrell absorbs it, keeps fighting. Nice trajectory on that left hand, going to the body and then upstairs, and then the overhand right by Terry. Sticks him in the body as well. Left hand from Burrell. Backs up Terry momentarily. Nice long leg kick as well.
Burrell looks pretty crisp to me, man.
He does.
He's firing some sick stuff already.
Overhand right by Terry connects.
Now, Terry did talk about the power of Burrell, worrying about it, and he can be conscious of it.
Yeah, we all have to remember that Burrell is a 170-pounder. James Terry normally fights at 155 now.
Well, he's done a lot at 170, but has had a taste of what it's like to be a 155. Superman punch from Terry, counter left from Burrell. Burrell working with the mad scientist, Ton Pham, at the Fight Firm in Philadelphia. He must just salivate working with a kid like this as Terry drops levels looking for the takedown.
It's something you're wondering when you're dealing with a guy that's hitting very hard, who's naturally a little heavier than you are, and you're a better wrestler. Maybe it is time to put him on his back, is probably what Terry's thinking right now.
Go your hip, off the cage, remember, off the cage. Remember, working, there you go, push. There you go.
Terry with the takedown, a wrestler since the age of 5. He won All-American honors at Pima Junior College in Tucson before landing a spot on the Arizona State University squad. And how many mixed martial artists has that university produced? He did suffer a torn hamstring that ended his college career. And then, after seeing MMA on TV, decided to make the move to California, hooking up with Kung Lee, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Terry has really neutralized the legs of Burrell just by picking him up and pushing him in the cage.
And it seems as though Burrell's not really active with his legs right now.
I was going to say, we've seen what he can do in the stand-up, watching the other action in Strikeforce, and now from his back, though, against a top-notch wrestler like Terry, we'll find out just what the mad scientist has done with him in terms of this kind of a predicament.
I think Burrell needs to be working down below and pushing on the hips of Terry. I don't know if he's there. He's got the underhook now. Maybe he can come up.
Cradle here. Now back to his feet, but Terry looking for the guillotine. Drops levels again. This time defended by Burrell, or attempting anyways. Terry looks for the single, runs the pipe, and does so again. This time in a full mount.
Yeah.
Grounded pound. Well, Burrell very active, however, and able to escape the mount. Good job.
Dude, how strong is that, Shamrock? Oh, my.
He just did a sit-out. That was it.
No, he posted on his armpit and just sat up and stood up.
Awesome.
Very impressive.
That was awesome.
From the mount, Burrell escaping. And now has the weight of Terry on him. Terry has to be cognizant, can't deliver those knees to the head, of course, with a grounded opponent. Switches to the back, looking for the rear naked choke. Wrist control by Burrell.
And Terry has good transitions on the ground. At wrestling base, he moves very quickly, spot to spot.
Just work, come on.
Referee Herb Dean asking them to work. Terry needs to continue to improve, although Burrell just content to isolate Terry's arm. Now Burrell eats a shot to the back of the head, which is, of course, illegal, but Terry, I'm sure, did not mean to do so. Now just really trying to drive for the takedown. Burrell plastered against the fence. Maybe want to cross-face him here, Pat.
Burrell fundamentally is just doing some things wrong. I think he just didn't grow up wrestling enough and not keeping hand control at the right times and putting his legs in the wrong spots, things like that.
There's an elbow from Terry.
Come on,
Yeah, that was tricky. That was a la Spencer Fisher stuff right there.
Stand tall, stand tall, stand tall.
Missed the switch. Tried for the switch.
Again with this wrestling cradle, Terry with 30 seconds now left, controlling Burrell on the mat.
Just work, come on. Just work.
Yeah, Burrell just static there, not very active, trying to get up, and now gets to his feet, but Terry controlling it here in the final moments of the opening round. James Terry out of Kung Lee's training headquarters has spent a lot of time at AKA, just missed that elbow from the Fight Firm's Shon Burrell. I'll just score the opening round, Pat, quick.
Well, you got to go with James Terry. He had him on his back a lot of the fight.
You fake the takedowns and you strike. Okay? Deep breath. Excellent.
Excellent round. A little more damage.
Well, James Terry started it with this big overhand right, which landed. It was a nice shot, but you see his feet move forward. He didn't have a lot of power, and he was kind of moving around. But look at the escape. I mean, you can't get in a more dominant position than the full mount. And Burrell literally just sat up, scooted his butt out,
and stood up.
Hey, I've always wanted to do that. Just beautiful, athletic. He said his game was a little technique and a little banging and a lot of moving.
Yeah, he was having problems with the technique of Terry in that first round.
Come on, let's get that gate close. Let's fight.
Third and final round of the two-touch gloves. James Terry, or make that the second round. Pardon me, second round of 3. It's going to be a long night, so I got to get used to the second round of action here. James Terry in the red gloves, Shon Burrell in the blue gloves. Action from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Strikeforce Extreme. We hope you'll join us at 10 o'clock tonight over on Showtime for the main card. Nice right uppercut from Burrell. Sticks the left hand as well.
Good instincts. Fires right back, man.
Yeah, those punches are crisp and they're looping at goofy angles. Burrell's going to be a dangerous kid when he gets his game all together.
He's a dangerous kid now at 21 in the early stages of his MMA career.
Yeah, he
6 of 7 wins via form of knockout, but you're right, still very much a neophyte when it comes to mixed martial arts. Oh, Terry catches him coming in with the right hand, and again looking for the takedown. Nice takedown into cross-side position by the wrestler Terry, who he almost volunteered to go into the half guard.
Yeah. Better to stabilize your position up against the cage. Keep the guy from standing up when you can anchor one leg like that.
James Terry grapples a lot with Justin Wilcox and Josh Koscheck and does the wrestling class with Daniel Cormier, a.k.a. I always want to take that class.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I can't wrestle.
You need to work. Let's work.
No, Crowd, you gotta do something. You can't be sitting back like this. You gotta be chilling. That's what we're doing.
I probably don't want to take that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good thinking.
Terry has the back mount on Burrell. Wants to get those hooks in, wants to flatten him out. Now just switching over to the side. Burrell very patient, but has to be careful. Gets up to his feet. Wants to exchange on the exit with the knee. Left hand from Burrell.
Terry's doing a good job of striking also.
Terry's wife, Naomi, again getting married last year at 11-11-11 in attendance tonight. Right hand from Terry. Very vocal fan. I think anyone, female voice you hear cheering for James Terry, that's the wife.
Yo, Cross, do the same thing. You can go first. Go first. You got one more reach in. You can go first every single time.
Well, with the feint.
Take the round, Croc. You need to take the round. Come on, Croc. You need to take the round. No reason you're chilling. You gotta take the round.
Burrell's a little skeptical right now on throwing punches. Just simply because he is worried about the takedown, I think. He's just not opening up.
Oh, catches him with a counter right, does Burrell. There's a right hand from Terry. Lead right. Lead left from Burrell, looking to work the jab, but just single shooting. Not a lot of urgency. Not a lot of intensity from the youngster Burrell.
Burrell's got to go back to stepping forward again.
Got to get busier here in round 2. A minute 35 left. Again, they come to the clinch. Terry takes Burrell to the fence.
Burrell has got to start learning to circle off that cage. Let's see if he does it this time. He looks like he's digging in and turning.
Right knee, left hook by Burrell. There's a straight left. There's a knee under the armpit. Ooh, Terry misses with the right hand. Catches the right from Burrell. Minute 11 left in the second round. Burrell's corner calling for the jab.
Yep. Well, Burrell told me he needs to stay low and throw a lot of punches, including the jab, directly to the chest. And he's kind of gotten off that track a little bit.
Final minute. Shot by Terry, defended by Burrell. Terry now has him pinned up along the fence. Burrell putting his weight on him with 40 seconds left now in the frame.
That was cool.
Yeah, the problem is he dumped his own hip onto the ground, and now he's having trouble getting it back up.
Hammer fist from Burrell. Underhook.
He doomed himself with that switch. Can't let your hips hit the ground.
20 seconds. You need some punishment. Jam the shoulders to his face. Whatever. Come on.
15 seconds left in the second round. Terry in top position on Burrell. The 21-year-old youngster won 6 of his 7 victories via form of knockout. James Terry's 9th fight in Strikeforce.
I'm going to go with James Terry in that one, Morrow. Second round, you know, it's a little closer, but he did much better.
When we talk about striking, I mean, it started off with James Terry, who was starting to get the better of the beginning exchange. But, you know, Burrell staying in range, staying confident. Oh, except for there, he took that beautiful, quick right to the chin. And the takedown is what was really messing up Burrell. Took away his confidence in his striking. Beautiful dump. Hips overhead. There you go. We've seen a few of those tonight.
And Burrell's done a nice job, though, of getting back to his feet. That second round, stuffed more takedowns and got back to his feet more when he did get taken down.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our free preview weekend here on Showtime. To keep the great sports action, original series, and feature films coming your way, call 1-888-SHOWTIME or log on to sho.com/order right now. And while I jumped the gun earlier, it is the third and final round of this welterweight tilt. Shon Burrell, James Terry. Referee Herb Dean getting the ice cleaned up here in the corner. And of course, coming up later tonight, 10 o'clock over on Showtime. It's main card action, 5 fights culminating with the Strikeforce Middleweight Championship as champion Luke Rockhold defends the title against the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. That's all coming up, 10 o'clock over on Showtime. And the final round underway, the two do Dutch gloves. James Terry in the red gloves, Shon Burrell in the blue gloves. According to our unofficial scorekeeper, Pat Miletich, Terry ahead 20-18 heading into the third and final round.
Burrell's got to have a sense of urgency in this round. He's got to open up. Oof.
Well, Burrell certainly punches hard. He just got to land one now. That lead hook is working good, but he's got to add something down the center. He's got to add a jab or something down the center.
Veteran Terry doing a good job, and while he's on the fence, able to circle away, something that Burrell wasn't able to do, although Burrell sticks him with the left and the uppercut. Now Burrell has Terry pinned up along the fence. Terry with the overhook, hand control by Burrell. Oh, a left hook on the exit by Burrell.
He's following Terry around instead of cutting the ring off.
Knee following the takedown attempt by Terry.
Nice combination, high, low, high.
Burrell told us during the fighter meeting his favorite combo is the 1-5-2, which is the jab, left uppercut, and straight right. Haven't seen that yet tonight.
He just threw one lead uppercut by itself, but didn't set it up.
Burrell's letting Terry get loose now and get comfortable on his feet. And he's to keep that pressure on him.
Absolutely. Throwing some bombs, just needs to keep it rolling.
And Burrell now with an offensive onslaught on Terry. Maybe a little too flashy with that knee. Was hurting him with the combos, with the punches. Now backing him up with the lefts. And Burrell now going to the body with the knees. Elbow as well.
Well, he's showing he wants to win this fight, that's for sure.
Let's go, James! Hands up! Come on, man, come on!
James Terry's got good defense, but he needs to add some offense like that kick right there.
Kick to the inside thigh by Terry.
Hands up. Follow.
2 minutes left in the fight.
I think Terry feels contented, feels that he's got the first 2 rounds, and understands that Burrell hits hard. He's so far not showing that he wants to risk anything, Frank.
You think he's cruising a little bit?
I think he is.
Left head kick blocked by Terry.
Maybe he's playing in a little flurry at the end to try and steal the round.
Left hand through the guard by Terry. Again to the legs. Burrell has definitely slowed down since that initial offensive burst here in the 3rd round.
Whoa.
That right hand stung Terry. Burrell coming in. Terry on his bicycle, moving laterally, circling away. Oh, the right uppercut. Cut Terry. Misses with that right uppercut. Looking for the home run is Shon Burrell. Push kick by Burrell. Grazes off the body of Terry. Sticks him with the right hand. Final minute.
If Burrell would put 4 of those together, look out.
You have to wonder at this stage of the fight, the single shots may be a result of the fact that fatigue beginning to set in.
Yeah,
Terry looks
it
for
is
the
fatigue,
shot.
I'm sure.
Overhook. Just pinning Burrell to the fence. 30 seconds left.
Burrell sitting down for a modified guillotine, but legs are together. There's no way he's going to get Terry in that one.
Final 10 seconds of the fight. And here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, the final Strikeforce Extreme matchup is headed to the judges. So now Shon Burrell with a 5-fight win streak runs into James Terry, the Strikeforce veteran. How'd you score the fight, Pat? I
have it 2 rounds to 1 for James Terry. Burrell there at the end was sitting down in the corner and really didn't want to get up. He's not tired. He's not happy with himself. He certainly opened up in the last round, though, and I mean, he showed hard. He wanted to win that fight. Some very heavy shots. Just could not put James Terry away when he felt he needed to.
Yeah, according to CompuStrike, he landed 22 arm strikes in round 3 compared to just 2 for Terry, but too little, too late, perhaps.
Good power punching from Burrell. Doesn't really know when to punch. He just punches, and I love it. Lets it go. Doesn't care. Good uppercuts, rolling shoulders. Awesome power. And he kicked. He punched. Burrell's a real deal, you know. Just a young kid getting going. You can see the athleticism in him. You can see when he explodes how fast he is, how dynamic he is. Look at this beautiful uppercut. You know, his feet are off balance. He's falling in, but he's still landing it, and he's still throwing it.
He's an instinctual kid. Looks like he needs to learn a little bit more on the ground. A few more finesse things standing up, and he's going to be tough to deal with, that's for sure, because he's already tough to deal with.
Here with the official decision once again, it's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, after 3 rounds of action, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Junichiro Kamijo scores the bout 29-28 in favor of James Terry. Judge at cage side, Glenn Trowbridge sees it 29-28 in favor of Shon Burrell. And Marcos Rosales scores the bout 29-28 in favor of the winner, the rock and roller Shon Burrell.
So Shon Burrell, maybe somewhat surprisingly, 2 of the 3 judges giving rounds 2 and 3 to Burrell. Pat, Burrell steals one from James Terry via split decision. Terry has already left the cage. He's disgusted at the outcome. Burrell pulls out the win, but did he deserve it?
I think Burrell was as surprised as all of us to get that. And I know James Terry's furious. Burrell's a great fighter, got a lot of heart. Going to be great, but he did not win that fight.
I don't think so. He wasn't a slot machine roll up on that one.
Oh.
He didn't win that fight.
You know, when you look at the stats, you know, Burrell stayed a little busier, threw more stuff, landed more in the but he spent, for the most part, 2 rounds on his back, or quite a bit. I'd like to see the overall time. How much time was on the ground in total in that fight? He spent a lot of it on his back and was not able to really damage James Terry in the 3rd round. Landed some great punches, but
yeah, Terry got 5 out of 7 takedowns, submission attempts. I mean, that's crazy.
Huh.